like a Shaolin temple. But now I'm off the hills of a solar full of that ripple. I'm watching it dangle like a past participle. Mix my ripple with mo for sham pimple. Taking spring water hits us a mid-pine thistle. That good green that'll wet your whistle. Hey, smoke got food, don't be pulling your pistol. And get your girl hit with my master struck missile. See chewing out the frame like a brand new pistol. Sunk a jawbone down to a marrow and gristle. Full facial blow bubbles and rub it on your pimples. She left the hotel smelling like a sack of hot crystals. And pistol smoke, it's one for broke. Then I put it in her throat and she burped and choked. Should've told you how chunky it was. Go and get your girlfriend so she can help you out. Scream it out now. It ain't easy, man. Claim fame. Oh God, put me in the game. I'll be a man amongst boys forever, living life like a grown man. A grown man.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? It's your boy, the Robot Barbecue, T1 Mumble, bringing another fresh heaping hot plate of the direct edition. Tonight, we're going to be jumping into some comics. My backlog has gotten pretty extensive, so I need to whittle it down. So we're just going to read some comics, chat a little bit. Let me know what's on your mind. Let me know what you're reading. If you haven't read the title, this is how far I'm behind. Justice League number 11. This is the Drowned Earth series. I made the mistake of reading the finale to this. I thought the Drowned Earth series came in it was a one shot. It's a Drowned Earth one shot, and I thought the one shot was the beginning of it, where it really was the end of it. So I already know what happens at the end. But we're going to find out what happens in the beginning. Drowned Earth Part 2. If you don't know what happens in the Drowned Earth series, it's a little bit confusing to me too. Apparently the gods of... There are different oceans across the universe. And a Stargate was on Earth, built by Atlantis. So when they opened that Stargate, it opened the world to other oceans across the universe. So, and all of the universe's oceans had gods, and the gods weren't quite friendly. So now they're trying to take over Earth or destroy Earth. As usual, Earth is in trouble every other week. So let's jump in. It's many years ago. This is the Anemone Badlands. I'm kind of proud of myself for pronouncing that. Anemone. I remember that from Finding Nemo. Anemone Badlands. So a dangerous trip along the ocean floor inhabited by a myriad of deadly creatures. The scampering eel, ancient blood sponges, all sorts of thieves and outliers. And tonight, a young princess and a king. Father, why have we snuck off here? As king of Zebo, it's dangerous for you. All for a view of that. A place that causes our city nothing but misery.
I understand your confusion, daughter. These days, Atlantis is a blight. Still, the spires. You know when I was a child, I was told they could fly into the sky to find other oceans. What if that were true?
Well, it's not, and I'm cold.
Mira, I come here. I sneak off in the night because a king or queen must choose to see things not as they are, but how they could be. Now the algae fog is lifting. Look.
The young princess looks and looks, but all the shining city makes her feel is anger. It has become what it will always be, and there is no saving it. Now we're in the Hall of Justice. Do I get to do a Batman voice now? Come in. That's not how Batman sounds. But Batman's like, come in. Come in, League, anyone. So Jarro used, so they got a little Starro trapped in a jar, and they call him Jarro. Batman's in this chair because he got his back broken. Well, more than that. In the previous story arc, Batman got his limbs, arms, legs, twisted up by the totality, which is a singularity from the source wall. Yeah, DC, once they broke the source wall, is kind of infiltrated all of their books. That is why I'm getting strange. Can I change that? I guess not. What the heck does that even say? Real quick, guys, I'm just sharing. Let's see how many we can get tonight. Get a few people pop in. That should do it. Alright. So Batman is asking Jarro, use your telepathic powers. Can you sense anyone? Can you link me to anyone at all? He said, I'm getting nothing, Dad. No one. He said, damn it, League. If you can hear me, the totality is safe for now, but the Hall. And, of course, the totality is a mysterious and powerful piece of the source wall that fell in issue 1. And everybody's been after it. The Legion of Doom was formed to go after the totality by Lex Luthor. And the Justice League, of course, is trying to keep it out of their hands. And it kind of poses question if the Justice League was like, what if we're on the wrong side? And it was actually the Legion of Doom is actually on the right side. What would they do then? Anyone. And I'm talking to myself. So the totality is safe for now, but the Hall, it won't hold much longer. I think it's some kind of beacon. These sea gods, they've blockaded the Earth from interstellar aid with some kind of armada. And that space kraken is filling the oceans with an alien liquid that changes anyone who touches it into some kind of aquatic monster. Bzz. Batman, Flash, thank God you were you able to defeat that thing? Negative. And we couldn't even make a dent. What about the rest of the team? Are they with you? They're right here. So they're over the Atlantic Ocean. See how Superman became a pirate. So it looks like Firestorm, Adam Strange, Mr. Miracle, the Chinese Superman, and Green Lantern. So Batman, if you can hear us, the sea god Drogue did something to my cells, and Flash was touched by the alien water. He's using the Speed Force to stave off the infection. But the others, they've all changed, Bruce. Controlled by one of those gods, and everything I can see is ocean. No land at all. Not a single strip of green in sight. Oh, Swamp Thing comes out. Swamp Thing fibers are reinforced with alien magic. Flash. I'm stuck too. How the hell do you fight a magic fished out elemental? He's a tree. You chop him down. And of course, Mira enters the fray. We say we can't take them. Say we can't take them on alone. We need reinforcements. It's Atlantis. It's like Atlantis is gone. Superman. It's like, what is that? You need to come with me now. This relic would take us to the only person who can help us. Is that Aquaman? I mean, you think drown Earth in the Blood Reef, a dead man. Below Little Sea King lies the vortex. More than a black hole, it is the universe's great whirlpool. Matter, antimatter, everything is ripped apart by its tides. Long ago, Arian forced us to walk this plank. We spent aeons in the graveyard of gods, rotting away like the ocean life we were meant to nurture, all of us waiting for this moment. So Aquaman was like, for the last time, it doesn't have to be this way. They're like, yes, push him off, kill him. Oh, but it does. You have given your powers to your mortal enemy, Black Manta. We have crushed your kingdom and your beloved, and we have drowned your world. All that's left for you to do, little king, is walk the plank. So, like, it's true, the decaying piles of cosmic jetsam may have taken my powers. Cosmic jetsam. But I live with Batman. I know that's right. And I've learned a few tricks. I would hope you picked up something from Batman. So as he fights, the dark sensation comes over Aquaman, something he's never felt before. People think his powers are about talking to fish, but they are more than that. Fish are ancestral to all life. Their instinct to reach out, work together, is primal to all terrestrial beings, even when he wasn't trying. So you will not do this, Admiral Tide. Arthur was always reaching out, connecting. You hear me? You will not take... Oh, no, cut off. It's already done. Captain Gall tossed him in. Well, that was short-lived. For the first time in his life, Arthur Curry feels truly alone. So he thought, I hope he didn't learn that from Batman, because Batman would be embarrassed about what just happened. Thinking he was hot shit. He going in and then tossed off the edge. Though he is not. Oh, look at there. I forgot you. Wonder Woman. Set up and sail. Get up and sail. You're better than I am, and we need to get back to Earth now. Say, no, the key. We need to use it to go to the graveyard of gods. We need to get Poseidon to save Earth. Poseidon? Arthur. Earth needs you. This is a fight you know more about than anyone. You can... Like, no, I can't. There's no time. Use the key. And they're just yelling, you can't escape faith, little ocean king. So, Diana, please. God's help us, so be it. But I fear we're charting a course to nowhere. The Atacama Desert, the driest place on Earth. Where are we? This relic was given to me by Ocean Master before he was turned by those sea beings into a monster. It is said to bring its holder to the tomb of Arion. But wouldn't Arion's tomb be in Atlantis? A false tomb. Arion was actually buried where no one will look for him. This kind of seems like it's tying into the Aquaman movie. For his protection, but also because there would never be a need to fight him unless Atlantis failed. It's like Mara. No. I have been a fool. I neglected the single most important duty of any ruler. To protect my people. I failed Atlantis and the world. Now we're looking for ancient weapons. It's like, Mira, I don't know much about being a monarch, but being a leader is about inspiring people. Reaching for things that make everyone better in the process, not just defense. Thank you, Superman, but not today. Now let's find the tomb. Flash, can you? He's like, on it. So my powers are starting to come back. Flash, I think I see something. There. Whoa, who says you can't take it with you? Like Flash, your face. The transformation seems to be speeding up. So I can feel it. I greatly prefer life without gills, though. So Mara, lead the way. Then it cut back to Arthur and Aquawoman. Steady, rudder. Steadying. Do you see it ahead? No, but this current, the power, is all we can do to stop from capsizing. I don't know about this, Arthur. The fight is on Earth. Those sea gods mentioned that powers like mine were used in the fight against them last time. And if it was sea gods who took them from me, maybe a sea god such as Poseidon can give them back and teach me to use them to kill those dark gods. Where I'm from, we are often better than our gods. Poseidon in particular has been no great idol. And weaponizing your powers rather than using your stature and wisdom to help rally. Diana, you're a dear friend and I value your guidance. You always seek the truth in people, but perhaps it's time I face the possibility that I've ignored my own truth. As ruler of these oceans, as king of Atlantis, I still felt restless, searching. I've had my eyes on the horizon for too long, instead of the waters in front of me, and it's led me adrift. Well, put away that feeling, Arthur. Because I think we're here. The graveyard of the gods. You got a Kaka. Easy Asteria. Asteria. I found her on the reef. She's named after an ancient sister who fought against the gods. Her name means of the sky. That's beautiful, but one question. Did she win? Inside the tomb of Aaron. They're up ahead, the tomb doors. What is this great weapon we're looking for anyway? It's called the Tear of Extinction. Orion used all his sorcery and magic to create it. A water that was the opposite of life and elixir of death. He infused the conch with it and blasted the sea gods to hell. It poisoned him in the end, but he won. Mara, are you sure this is the answer? That's Superman, always searching for a way where nobody dies. It's like, I'm not sure of anything anymore, Superman. Now please open the door. And he's like, no, the tomb, it's been desecrated. And the Tear of Extinction is right here, my dear. Sounds like Black Manta action coming up. Boom! Black Manta! It's like I stole it. And I am the one. I was trying to do a metallic voice. I am the one. Black Manta is like, I stole it, and I am the one who called the sea gods down here to Earth. With a little help from my allies, the Legion of Doom. See, it's time for new leadership, Ocean Queen. Heroes old and new, there's nothing left for you here but death. You side with these wretched overlords, Manta? Overlords? Ha! You and your friends are the overlords. Here. Whoosh. Like, Mara, look out! It was like, for too long, you have forced humanity to bow before the oceans, revere them instead of bending them to your will. Well, my friends, here and I are going to change that. I'm the king of Earth Oceans now. We're taking the helm, and you can eat our... Is that, that looks like some cursing there. Like our fucking wake or our shitty wake. I think we're going to go with fucking wake. We're going to eat our fucking wake. Well said, Ocean King. What shall we do with them? Drown them, Commander. Drown them all. The deserts, they're flooding. There's nowhere to run. It's like, roar, roar, roar. It's like, what blasted monster is this? It's like Trigris is the graveyard's guardian. The human underworld has a three-headed dog. It feeds on the breath of gods. With no one here, it's starving. There, that crevice. It's like, look out. It looks like they're hiding in the crevice. It's like, where are all the damn gods? There are no gods left. Why will Poseidon even be? Because Poseidon has been a fool. A fool, I say. Poseidon? Great Hera, what happened to you?
Took your enemy, Cheetah. Her claws. I am locked here, chained to the graveyard. There is no saving me.
Still. Oh, he's like, can you return them to me? Show me how to use them to kill these invaders? Oh, he's like, oh, what? Rewind. It's like, still, you must help us. The triumvirate of sea gods has returned to claim the earth. They've drowned the planet, taken my powers. Can you return them to me? Show me how to use them to kill these invaders.
Arthur Curry of Earth, if you think I am your savior.
I make Poseidon sound like Mumbra.
Transform this decayed.
Then you are already dead. Oh, snap. Poseidon don't pull the okie doke on him. He just ran Arthur through. Yeah, Arthur Curry of Earth, if you think I am your savior, then you are already dead. Dang. So it's back to Batman. He's like, it's all falling apart. I don't have a good Batman voice. The hall's starting to give way. Command, can anyone hear me, damn it?
Can anyone hear me, damn it?
That's what Batman sounds like. Like Superman, Wonder Woman, if you can hear me, something is breaching the hall's defenses. Jarro, say nothing. Are we going to be okay? The little jar. That Batman tells the starfish it will be alright. They will win. It is his way, his method every day since his parents were killed in Crime Alley. He sees something as he wants it to be and makes it so. But lately, he has come up short. And right now, alarms blaring, alerts screaming, he knows that somewhere in the space between what could be and what should be and what is, lies an ocean, uncrossable and deadly. If you can hear this, I'm evacuating. I'm taking the totality and boom! Knock, knock, Batman. Can we come in? Oh, or is this a bad time? Legion of Doom. Was that Joker, Cheetah, Lex Luthor, Sinestro, and Gorilla Grodd? The Crimes of Grindelwald. So let's see what happens next. So that was part 2. Justice League issue 11. Where's Cheetah? Well, they all broke in on the last issue, so. Oh, go for Mexico then. On a torrentious fall day, a young boy and his father set out. "This is Trawler 12 calling dispatch. We found the wreck. Gear it up now."
Hold on, Captain. We're reading you under 3 miles from shore.
The hurricane pulled the wreck across the... The hurricane pulled the wreck across the line. It dropped further out. We got that point marked on the ship. Trust me, I can get in and out fast. We can find some damage.
If this is a joke, no. You're going to bring the feds down on our whole organization?
This must be Black Manta and his father. Do you know how much contents of that safe are worth? Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I guess Black Manta's dad's voice isn't that high. Hold on, I swear I'm not dying. Where were we? Like, do you know how much the contents of that safe are worth? So I'm not just handing it over to the government because it moved 100 yards. Got my ship in here after a hurricane. It's right there. David, get away from my gear. So are you telling me you brought your son out into that hell? Are you insane? Our insurance, nobody has to know. I swear if you try to do the salvage without our go-ahead, I'll turn you into the authorities myself and Child Protective Services while I'm at it. So David hears his father scream as he smashed the receiver down. He knew that directly beneath him was enough treasure for them to live well for the rest of their lives. He didn't understand. All the ocean did was take. It took lives. It took ships. The last hurricane had taken dozens of both. And now it took what his father had sacrificed everything to reach. Why couldn't they just take it back? Tomb of Ariel now. 10 hours since the global flood began. It would be better if you understood, if you could feel it like I do now. Feel the intricate web of life that binds not just the life in the sea, but all life. Aquaman's power. I thought I saw it glinting in the inky blackness of the ocean. I wanted it for myself, but wielding it is something else entirely. These people used to be people before the triumvirate transformed them. Now they are simply extensions of my will. And my will is your doom. End your games, Manta. We have closed the door of any possibility of them retrieving the tier of extinction. As you wish, Commander Drog. But there's no way back out. The tomb is sealed. We're going to have to fight through. My aquakinesis can keep the infected water from touching us, Superman, but it can't keep those creatures out. That's right, Mira. It would be easier just to end this now. There's no need to be ripped apart. Just submit to the water and join these people. Guys? I can feel Manta in my brain. He's trying to force me to let the infection take hold. I don't know if I can fight this. If I turn, the conch centerpiece of Orion's crown was supposed to help us fight these creatures, but there's nothing here, nothing that can help us. But if we're going down, then at least we'll go down fighting. Washington, D.C. Hall of Justice. With everything they are fighting for, with the entire cosmos at stake. The Justice League had the power of creation at their fingertips. And the best they could do Oh, the best they could think to do was put it in a cage. There's a part of me that thought better of them, that they would be trying to break the totality open with the awesome might of their power. But they feared the possibilities, the potential. That is why they are losing this war with the sea gods. They continue to hold to ideals that are little more than a fiction. Do you have it? This goes against this goes against my every instinct, Luther, to destroy a relic like this with such apparent power. But for us to take the power we need, the graveyard of gods must be destroyed. And destroying its key is the only way to do it. And if Diana is truly inside, all the better. For that, I'll break a principle or two. Luther, we've lost a trace. We tracked him to the trophy room, but my ring can't sense him anymore. I don't care that he's Batman. He's in a wheelchair, for God's sake. Find him. Kill him. Now, Lexi, this is always my favorite part of the game. I ain't gonna be able to do that either. That voice is so high. To see what he does in the death trap. He never meant to You never want to underestimate him. You're right. So why one time, I had an entire busload of nuns. It's like, Luther, if I have to listen to more of the clown's depravity, someone is going to have to put me out of my misery. Yeah, I can do that. It's like visiting hours are over. Batman is rocking through in the Lex Luthor powered suit. Visiting hours are over, but I think there's an exhibit or two left I could show you. I really do love this part. You're like, I really do love this part. Like, Luther, we have him. It's like right over here, we have the part of the hall where Batman kicked the asses of the Legion of Doom. Without using his arms or legs. So he's like, Batman is rocking the, oh, he punched the shit out of Grog. That's what I didn't see that. Because Grog's like, Luther, if I have to listen to more of the clown's depravity, someone is going to have to put me out of my misery. Batman's like, boom! He's like, I can do that. Like, visiting hours are over. But I think there's an exhibit or two left I could show you. Joker's, he's giddy. It's like, I really do love this part. It's like, Luther, we have him. It's like, right over here, we have the part of the hall where Batman kicked the asses of the Legion of Doom without using his arms or legs. Oh, I thought Aquaman was down, but he's okay. Like, Poseidon, how could you? How dare you? Can you feel what has become of your ocean? Can you feel that the echoes of your actions have reached Earth's shores? Arthur came to you for help, and you just struck him down. It's like, I told Arthur my gods could be petty and cruel and often unworthy of trust, but I did not suspect how quickly you would prove me right. And he's like, enough, Diana! Like, bitch, be cool. So I think you'll find, if you stay your hand a moment, that I agree with you. I did not act with the intent to hurt Aquaman. I was trying to help him. If pain is help in this twisted realm, then let me return the favor. Booyakasha! Be glad I did not bring a trident of my own. So the earth is drowned in the hands of 3 powerful ocean lords, alien sea gods you cast down into this very graveyard aeons ago. Drogue, Tide, Gaul, yes, I remember them. So you once stood side by side with the great hero of Atlantis and fought back the horror of their first assault on Earth. We need a way to combat them. There is not much time. The damn cheetah woman who trapped me here is going to destroy this entire realm in moments. I can feel her plan coming to fruition. I wish to enhance you with the raw power of the life force using my trident. But the gods stripped you of your power and connection to it, giving it to the traitor Manta. That power is the key. It is what spurs their rage. It is what brought them to our world in the first place, but not as enemies. You must understand. It's like, bah, bah, bah. The big reveal. Like Orion was a great sorcerer, scientist, and adventurer at the dawn of Atlantis. He traveled every corner of the earth in his time. Atlantis was a seafaring nation residing upon the waves, the jewel of the ocean, friend to the world, and none embodied its dream more than Orion. I admired him in his city and revealed to him the true nature of our world. Any of the secret power I had been even I admired him in his city and revealed to him the true nature of our world and of the secret power I had been entrusted with. A power that had allowed life to flourish on earth, starting in the seas. Through it all, life was connected, but sea life most of all. So I told him there were other worlds in the night sky that did not wield this power, that it made us special, unique. Orion said he would share the power with the universe, make all of space and ocean, and share that potential. His incredible mind raced as he imbued a piece of conch shell with the power of my trident, a tool that could harness the life force to broadcast his dream across the stars. He built the towers of Atlantis with the idea in mind that one day they might see oceans from this world. The triumvirate heard the call. They were from worlds where life had struggled to take hold. They were eager for the power we offered. In that moment, I faltered and I began to fear them. Oh, so they put the call out to the people. You see, I did not want to share the gift of the life force with these others. I thought of the gods as usurpers, coming to take what was rightfully mine. And thus I poisoned Orion's mind. I showed him the terrible power they might wield upon our world if they wished it. I told him they did not share our dream, that they were destroyers, that our only choice was to kill them before they killed us. Even I underestimated the ingenuity of Orion in that moment. Heartbroken, he studied the power of the life force and used his sorcery and technology to invert a small piece of that power to create a droplet of death, a tear of pure extinction. He took the conch, which was meant to carry life, filled it with death. The once welcoming call toward his greater dream became a terrifying shriek of destruction, poisoning his body with horror. In using that power, we cast him down into the graveyard of gods. So they opened the gates for folks to come over, offered them peace, and then when they got there, with their hands extended, they struck him down. That's kind of messed up, Poseidon. For what should have been all of time, and the great mage of Atlantis died. For generations, the myth that came from the encounter fueled Atlantean isolationism, the utter perversion of everything Orion totally stood for. Do you understand? I was the god of the ocean. I was the tempest and fury of the sea, jealous and temperamental. But I knew then, as well as I know now, my actions were wrong. I could not live up to the dream I had admired so much in Atlantis, and in failing to do so, I crushed that dream in its infancy. And I took 3 young, hopeful sea gods and cast them into the necrotic rot of this realm, where they festered in their anger for thousands of years, transforming into the very invaders I convinced Orion they were at the beginning. Those must be something. There must be something we can do, some kind of path forward. The sea gods came to earth in good faith before. Is there a way to make them see the light? You cannot comprehend what a prison this graveyard is for a deity. The toll it takes on me in mere days is unbelievable. To imagine how long they suffered here. I thought perhaps you would be the perfect weapon. You are of both land and sea. You were born from the true dream of Atlantis, and that is why you have always felt the power of life. So they try to give Aquaman a power boost. They trying to say that Aquaman can like feel all life connected like it is through sea creatures. So I thought I might be able to imbue you with the powerful enough strain of that life force, just as Orion was imbued with death. But that path has been closed, and soon we will all meet our final end. So Luther got the totality back. He was searching, and he's been searching for this since issue 1, or trying to get his hands on it since issue 1. This is 12. Can you feel them, Cheetah? 2 more hidden forces of the universe have been unlocked. We are closer than ever to unlocking the true power of the totality. It's time to take the power of the gods themselves. This key's enchantments are intricately bound to the graveyard of gods it was forced to access. Even in this realm, it's part of the graveyard. Its destruction will set off a cosmic chain reaction echoing from our universe into the sphere of the gods and its great underworld. As the graveyard is torn apart, the cosmic limits imposed on the gods will be eliminated and we will be able to take them for ourselves. It's done. The rest of you get here fast. It's time to go. You're not going anywhere. So they broke into the Hall of Justice to steal the totality, which they've already been after. Seems like they've been using this whole thing with the gods of these other worlds, who've been trapped in the graveyard of the gods for thousands of years by our very own Poseidon. So the Legion of Doom have been using that as a distraction to break into the Hall of Justice to steal the totality. And while everybody else is off fighting these universal gods, the only person left behind, who recently had his arms and legs broken, is Batman. So you drop the freaking doorknob and step away from the totality. Joker's still laughing, giddy. He's like, "Oh, Batman, I'm so flattered you deem that old prototype of mine worth keeping. Its neural net commands must be useful in your condition. Almost enough to let you forget the cold, hard truth of your situation. You see, with the power in my hand, I just cracked the whole of the Hall of Justice. You will be infected and become one of those fish creatures in a few short minutes. My old power suit will be your coffin. And I promise you I'll brag about that in the coming years. Although, if you think fast enough, perhaps you can get that rusty bucket of bolts to the teleporter before the water reaches you. We won't be here to see it." He's like, "No!" Is he tossing Joker? Cut back. I think this is the end. Soups. Cutting back to Superman, Mera, and Flash. So there's more coming, Flash. Another wave of creatures. I can hear them. We're barely holding them off as is. You know, I really didn't picture drowning in the middle of the desert, being pulled apart by fish people as the way I was going to go, but I guess that's life. My hold is weakening. I don't know if I can keep the bubble up for much longer. But there's something strange in this tube, a water unlike the rest, stagnant and powerful. In Orion's bones. Like, this is it. This is the weapon ocean. This is the weapon Ocean Master told me about. The tear of extinction. Like, be careful, Mera. There's no telling how dangerous it could be. So I can form a blade from fresh water using the conch as my hilt. And if I can draw the tear from the bones to power it, it's work. Oh, she's drawing the tears from the bones. That's weird. It's like, no. Manta, you swear the drop was removed from this place. How could there be any left? Flood, in this. She just hit the flood with the Hadouken. This is for the great man whose tomb you have desecrated. This is for Orion. Oh, everybody's like, oh shit. Oh wow, Mara killed it. The flood waters are retreating and the creatures with it. Superman, hold your ground. We can win this. Say, stop this. You know not what you... That this was not your ocean to take, sea god. It belongs to Atlantis, to Earth. And I will not stop. Say, damn you! They have the power to kill us. We cannot face them directly. We must retreat. It's like, retreat? We have them corners. They're right there. I'll have control of the Flash in mere minutes. And they'll have no chance. We can run. We can't run now. The matter is not open for discussion, Manta. Remember your place. No, my place is here. Then they disappear. This sword of water. I can feel the power raging through it. It is death incarnate, rotten and cruel. But it made its mark. You know what this means, Mara. We can fight back. We can turn the tide. Does he still have holes in his body from when he got impaled by the Poseidon? Can you feel it? The graveyard is crumbling, dying. The cheetah has done her cruel deed. We are dead already. Like, no, I refuse to accept that. There must be a way. We came here in one of the sea god's skiffs. We have the key to this place you hid. We're not dead yet, Poseidon. There is still time to make this right. Perhaps there is a way. We must move fast. They always wait to the last minute to say, oh, perhaps there's a way. This whole time we've been trying to find a way to win. And he's like, no, it's done. Everything's done. Just give up now. He's like, take my trident, Aquaman. It was meant to turn the oceans of the universe into a cradle of life. But it can't be that any longer. Use it as a weapon, as Orion did long ago. Fuel its power with the tear of extinction, hidden in the old king's bones. Make it rich with death. With this place destroyed, you could erase them from existence. Save my world, save my ocean, and do it with a somber heart. Come with us, Poseidon. You don't need to die here. Have no hope of escaping unless I drive you forth with the last of my power. There is no use in us all dying together. Go forth with your ocean's blessing. Pity the sea gods. My handiwork turned hopeful beings into relentless villains. There is no hope for them now. The dream of Orion is dead. But there is still a path to victory. Take the power I have given you and end their reign of terror over the world. Kill them, Arthur. Now go. Whoosh. Whoosh. He's gone. It's all gone. Set sail for home. We need to put an end to this whole sorry affair. So they go back to the Blood Reef. So the Atlantean and the Amazon have escaped the graveyard. They are en route to Earth. Our enemies now carry both life and death in their hands. How are we meant to face that? We are sea gods. We will face it with dignity. And should we fall, we will fall in glory. Enough of this self-pitying nonsense. You need to fight back. Up your game. Bring out the heavy weapons. I heard you say something before about a more powerful Kraken, rich with necrotic energy, twin to the Flood. I can feel the beast now outside the Blood Reef. I can taste this incredible power. The Death Kraken? There's a great treasure lying beneath the waters you set upon earth. You cannot abandon it this easily. At the first sign of defeat, now, when we're so close, you have the world in your hand. Take it. By the seas, could he be right? My bone crown will allow me some means of control. No, it's too dangerous. We could use it in a targeted fashion, bring an end to the Justice League without fully unleashing it. I fear this path, brothers, but what choice do we have? Oh, please, you have to let me say it. Release the Death Kraken! A bit cheesy, but okay. Release the hounds! That wasn't too bad. Alright, that was Drowned Earth, Justice League 11 and 12. We'll kick off some more Teen Titans. Anybody remember what happened last issue? From this cover, it looks like they're all breaking into the Batcave. Oh, we found out a little bit about Crush, the daughter of Lobo. She doesn't really know if she is Lobo's daughter, but Lobo is supposed to be the last Caesarian on Earth. So her and Jen went on a little road trip, and I think they're kind of hinting at her and Jen are together, which is going to make a pretty incredible love triangle, because I think Robin, Damian Wayne, has feelings for Jen, and possibly Red Arrow has feelings for Robin. So deep below Mercy Hall now. So I get little joy from being down here. It's like it's dark, it's cold, and it smells. But this is a means to an end. He has a secret prison under Mercy Hall where he keeps all the bad guys locked up. It's like dropping food. It's like a way to finally stop the criminals who crawl their way out of the Arkhams and Blackgates over and over again. See, the only way to reform a criminal is to break them. But few have the stomach for what this plan takes to succeed. So I must keep it a secret, like Robin. Some secret that is. Apparently somebody found out about it outside Gotham City. It's like, well, this is Roundhouse. He's an Asian. Found that out last issue also. So I definitely got my 10,000 steps in today. He's the Joker of the team, the funny guy, because really everyone else is very serious. He can turn his body into molten metal, kind of like a short, stubby Colossus. It's like, yeah, short stack, we've been walking for hours. Where is it that you have taken us, Robin? He's like, home. Just show him the entrance to the Batcave. It's like, dude. Did we just roll up on the Batcave? Also, wait, the Batcave is real? The Flash told me about this place once, but seeing it in person, wow. It's like, Batman isn't here, is he? Homie scares the crap out of me. Almost as much as Crush's new alien chains. It's like, those chains got a name. Obulus. You piss me off and she'll floss your soul, Roundhouse. And Jen, of course, is like, I find her quite darling. That's because Jen was with her last time. Hey, what's up, Link? What's going on? Thanks for dropping in. We're reading some Teen Titans. Say, hold up. I thought you and the old man weren't on speaking terms. Why'd you bring us here, Robin? Say, because we're going to steal from Batman. Yeah, that always works out well. It's like, my source on the other has been compromised. It's clear the other's reach in the criminal underworld may be even wider than anticipated. We're here to even the playing field, to steal the most powerful weapon in Batman's arsenal. It's like a giant mech bat. Robin's secret mentor was the Red Hood. It's like information. Like that was my next guest. We need full backdoor access to Batman's criminal database. Can you handle that, Roundhouse? Aye, aye, Captain. I'll be back. Don't touch anything. Oh, come on. There's a dinosaur and a giant penny. I'll break every finger. I can't code without fingers, so joke's on you. It's like he left, right? I take it Batman's going to show up. Like, am I the only one wondering where he's going? So let's just focus, Kid Flash. If we're successful in what we're trying to do, we'll need to be ready for a rough exit. It's like easy for you to say, Red Arrow. You trust Robin. I don't trust anyone, but he gets the job done. Sometimes that's more important than trust. It's like, ha, wisdom burn. So what are we supposed to do while Roundhouse messes around on the Bat computer? Stand guard until he finishes the job. So, and how long is that going to take? So I just need to isolate the key server, NBD, and I can tackle the organic multifactor. Oops, that's a honeypot. So I'm going to flood the voice authentication module so it goes into offline mode. Then get the spoofing the credentials and writing some shellcode that'll give us backdoor access. Pretty expressive, huh, Crush? And she's like, I just threw up in my mouth a little. You do whatever you just said. I'm going to check out that giant penny action with. So they just setting up all kinds of future team wreckage going on here. Roundhouse likes Crush. Crush possibly likes Jen. Jen is liked by Robin. Red Arrow may like Robin. Only one I haven't seen like anyone is Kid Flash. Not that I picked up on. Jen, where'd you? Jen's missing? No, she told me she was going to check the perimeter. I just forgot. Oh, farts. Roundhouse, what did you do? Would you believe if I told you nothing? Dial H for hero. Wayne Manor, my ancestral home. The location of my true objective. I never met my grandparents. They were gunned down in front of my father when he was just a boy. They're the whole reason Batman exists, but they're not even ghosts to me, just faces on the wall. I remember the day Thomas and Martha sat for that painting. They believed they had their whole lives ahead of them. Alfred, welcome home, Master Damien. You're usually at tea with Arun on Saturday mornings. He's visiting family abroad. I wish you'd called ahead. I could have prepared your quarters. I'm not staying. I'm worried that might be the case. We've been concerned. Maybe you were. Master Bruce spends many sleepless nights thinking of you and your well-being. He barely sleeps anyway. Master Damien, you should not take things that don't belong to you. I didn't. I do not appreciate you going through my things. And I cannot allow you to leave here with what you took. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why are you protecting him? Because Jason is your brother. And I am doing for him what I would do for any of you. Alarm goes off. Intruder alert. Breach in Sector 5. It's like, sounds like you're needed down in the Batcave. Oh, Master Damien. It's being handled. Ho, 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 ho. So, yeah. Alfred ain't no slouch. Don't sleep on Alfred. Y'all, okay, you jack around with Alfred if you want to. Say, good news, I killed the alarm. That must be from Roundhouse. He's like, should be smooth sailing from here on out. But what they don't know is, hey, check out this cool graphic built into the platform. It makes it look like Batman swinging right at. And they're like, guys, Oh, he's like, Batman, get him, Obulus. Oh, disabled. Whatever the hell he used. Like, oh, crap. Roundhouse freaking out, saying they're all gonna die. Get out of my way, Alfred. Red Hood betrayed me. Us. I'm just doing what Father should have done a long time ago. It's like I've treated each of you. I've treated each young man who has worn that costume on your back with respect and an open heart, Master Damien. The things you all endured at such an early age have been a blessing to some and a curse to others. Jason's methods may be unorthodox, but he is part of this family and on the good side of it. You weren't there, Alfred. You have the distinct privilege of understanding exactly who you are and how you fit into this life as you bear the name Wayne. The only question for you is that you wish to do was what you wish to do with that knowledge. Yeah. So, but Jason was always searching for an identity, both within these halls and out there in the world. I believe he still is. Do not pursue malice in what is perhaps merely miscommunication. Talk to him, Damien. Do not make a rash decision you might later regret. It's like, are you really going to fight me over this, old man? You know you can't win. So Alfred's like, you sound just like him. I can never protect your father from himself either. I suppose some lessons are meant to be learned the hard way. Yep, Alfred know when to throw blows and when to get out the way. So my father is a fool. I'm nothing like him. There are more heroes now than ever before, yet somehow things aren't getting better. They're getting worse, Alfred. It's like it's always darkest before the bull. The obsession with the moral high ground is why we're losing. They hit low, we need to hit lower. Then we are no better than them. And Damien's he's trying to retort, but you can't argue with Alfred. I mean, Alfred is already telling you like it is. You just need to shut up and listen. It's like, who cares as long as the job's getting done? Alfred said, we must care, or we will descend into chaos. If chaos is what it takes to clean the slate, then so be it. We can rebuild from the rubble. It's like, Seems I was wrong. You don't sound like your father. You sound like Ra's al Ghul. Ooh, that's a bit of a low blow, Alfred. That was uncalled for right there. Got him thinking. Yeah, all the pictures in there. It's like, So Jean is following him. So there's like, Batman, you know me, stop. He's like, something's not right. So you think? How is he so good? I said, where's Roundhouse? He's hiding behind a big ass penny. He's like, God. He's praying. Batman show up. Roundhouse is hiding behind a penny praying. He's like, God, I know I only pray when I need something, but I promise, if you save me from Batman, I'll limit my Fortnite playing to 2. Oh, that's funny. He looks up. He's like, okay, let's be real. 3 hours a night. He's like, oh God, I'm too pretty to go to Arkham. Oh, it's a robot. And he screams like a little girl. Or a prepubescent teenage boy. What just happened? Like, it is an artificial man. Security automaton system. For the rare times there's an intrusion in Batman's absence. So we got our clocks cleaned by a tin man. That is gonna haunt me. So where have you been, Jen? I attempted to discover the source of the alarm so we might continue our work undetected. You disappeared before that. I believe you are mistaken. Did Roundhouse get the job done? Does my mom feng shui the house twice a month? I guess you guys wouldn't know that, but she does. And we got full remote access into the Bat computer. So this cuts back to the beginning where he's dropping food off to prisoners that he has stashed away at underneath their headquarters. It's like, Robin, it's like, you shouldn't be here. Oh, he made him a shiv. Must be Red Arrow. So I knew you'd been down here. I thought we were in this together. The mission to the Bat Cave earlier, you were just using us as a distraction. What were you really doing? And why are you keeping me in the dark? It's like, it was family business. So this is about Red Hood. I told you working with him was a bad idea. His information has been good. Until it wasn't. It's like, you and I were the only ones who knew about the hit on Gordon. We deliberately kept the rest of the team in the dark. And explosives in that building weren't set for Lady Vic. The other knew we were coming. So they're thinking, apparently they've been getting information from the Red Hood, Jason Todd. So they were set up in the last issue, or the last two issues, where a building blew up and dropped on them. So they think that Todd either fed them bad information, or he's working for the other. So Damien's not having it. He's like, I know. I've always known Red Hood's true nature. I just thought it was an error in judgment. It's like, do you know what this means? That Red Hood is in league with the other. Or he is the other. You made me a promise when I joined this team, Robin. You said we take the other down for good. You know what he means to me. It's like, I do. Which is why we went to the Batcave tonight. Now that I've retrieved this, Red Hood will no longer be a problem. What's in the box? What's in the box? Robin vs. Red Hood in Teen Titans Annual #1. Future of the world is female. Oh, I got a sneak preview to the Wonder Twins. Huh. Alright. Last up, we got Uncanny X-Men Annual #1. This one seems to be all about Cyclops. The Return of Cyclops. This isn't the first time that Cyclops died, I believe. I think at one point he was merged with Apocalypse, and they had to separate the two. And when they did separate them, Cyclops faded away. And when a young Cable came to the present to preserve the time stream by sending the time-displaced original 5 X-Men back to the past, he killed his older self in cold blood. In secret, young Cable was allied with none other than the mysteriously revived Scott Summers, a.k.a. Cyclops. I guess this lets us know how Cyclops comes back from the dead. If you don't know, Cyclops recently died. And not recently, but was it Death of X? Yeah, him and Emma had a fallen out over, and it was right after the war, X-Men versus Inhumans. The Terrigen Mist was it was neutralizing. The Terrigen Mist was neutralizing X-Men, neutralizing the X gene. So the X-Men wanted to get rid of it, but of course the Terrigen Mist is good for Inhumans. So they went to war with the X-Men and tried to stop them. And in the Cyclops got hit by it was a Terrigen cloud that was going around the world, and Cyclops got hit by that cloud and it killed him. So he died on Muir Island. Yeah, several weeks ago. Scott Summers, Cyclops, teacher, warrior, hero, mutant. He fought for us. Rumble, rumble. Oh, he's busting out. He's like, how? That's what we want to know. Cyclops a zombie? Well, that's a hell of a time jump. So Cambridge, Massachusetts, several years ago. He said, I can't believe I managed to sneak away from the mansion for a little vacation time. Must be young Cyclops. I'm not sure what it is, but something's been drawing me to Cambridge. Voice in my head, nudging me to come here. It's, oh my. Get out of my way, you fool. You're like, hey. Oh my lord, what is that thing? Giant robot time. This is what this all sounds like in my head. It's like boom, everyone's screaming, run for your life. There are people inside. Oh my god, oh my god.
Those people, they need my help.
I need to hurry before the monster brings the school down on their heads. I thought everybody was always afraid of the X-Men, but this time it's just like, please, that thing is attacking the science lab. There are people in there. Don't worry, ma'am. You get yourself to safety. I'll make sure your friends get out there in one piece. So he's trying to distract this thing. Just have to distract him to get him away from the building, right? Be like, hey, ugly. Just because you don't have no class doesn't mean you got to wreck the school. Cyclops' grammar was horrible. So that's right, follow me. So the robot's going after him. Somebody's controlling it. No, you meddling mutant. Or that meddling mutant is going to ruin my chance at revenge. Stop him, Stragon. Stragon? That's the name of the robot? Stragon? Crush him into powder. That man, he's controlling the robot. If I can stop him, then maybe I can end this. Strike. That was close. Can't save anyone if this thing pounds me into a pancake. What's your game plan here, pal? I was their best professor until they decided to shut me out. The students were afraid of my big ideas, so they went to the dean and had me fired. They ruined my life. They took my job and took my lab, everything I ever cared about. Now it's my turn for me to return the favor. I'll destroy their lives like they destroyed mine. It's like, they didn't destroy your life. Oh, Cyclops calling people petty. They ain't destroy your life. Your pettiness did. Oh, shrikang. Knocked the helmet off, killed the robot. Like just as I thought. Without him to control it, the robot is nothing more than a heap of scrap metal. Like some of the other fellas on the force think you mutants are a menace. But there's no denying that if you weren't here, these kids wouldn't have made it out of that jam alive. Just doing my duty, officer. So thank you so much. I thought for sure that we were goners. It's like, man, Professor Tyranny was off his rocker. It's like a shame if he was so smart. If only he tried to do good with that big old brain of his. Mr. Cyclops, thank you. I was the one who ratted on Professor Tab and Tyranny to the faculty. It was me he was after. You saved me.
Just doing my duty.
My wife is... We're expecting our first child. If he'd killed me, if I hadn't gone home to them, Oh, thank you. Hey, chill out. All right? Ain't nobody say you can hug me. Get all up on me. Like, you're welcome. My name is Paul Joel.
Good night, Daddy.
All right. Good night. My name is Paul Doick. If there's ever anything I can help do to repay the favor. Are you going night too? Huh? Oh. Oh, excuse you. Oh, excuse you. Excuse you. All right, see you later. My name is Paul Doick. And if there's ever anything I can do to repay the favor, you look me up and let me know. So, Boston, Massachusetts, 10 years later. Favor repaid. So he's looking in the fridge. He's like, where'd the rest of those leftovers go? It's like, you need to cut out the leftovers, Paul. You're getting a little soft around around the middle. It's like, who? I'm calling the police. It's like, I'm Cable. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here because I need your help. Also, I've cut your phone lines, disabled your alarm system. You're not calling anyone. God, dog. Breaking and entering, a.k.a. Santa. I know those swim shorts. It's like, listen, please, I have a wife and kid. Whatever you want, you can take. Okay? Just please don't hurt them. Like 10 years ago, Cyclops saved your life. It's time for you to return the favor. He's like, what? What is this? And how? I mean, what does this have to do with Cyclops? It's a phoenix cage, or what's left of it. The Avengers built it in an attempt to contain the Phoenix Force. So it didn't survive the encounter. I need you to build a new one. So this looks... Oh, wow. Okay, it's very complex. And a lot of it's missing. What makes you think... Because I know about you, Paul. Top of your class at MIT, one of Tony Stark's sharpest employees. I picked you for a reason. They trap the Phoenix Force. Is that even possible? It's like, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't need you to trap it. All I need for you to do is build something that can siphon off a small portion of the Phoenix Force that's willingly running through it. You've got about 2 years to figure it out. Oh, and it has to be smaller. How much smaller? This small. See you in 2 years. Body slide by 1. Say, wait, what? No, there's no wait. It's like, great. So he's really work on that for 2 years? Secret Avengers, Volume 1, number 26. First time Scott Summers died. Looks like Muir Island 2. Yeah, because the first time he died, Cable joined the X-Men. And he was wearing Cyclops' visor as like a tribute to him. He's like, life is a mutant. This wasn't the first time he died. Not on Muir Island. Life as a mutant sometimes feels like a constant fight for our species' survival against impossible odds. He's really gone. Like, yeah. It's like I know that recently people hated him and he'd really gone off the rails, but I always had hope, Oh, this is back to Paul and Cable. It's a hope that he somehow come to his senses, that he remember who he was, that I'd wake up one day and he'd be that same kid who saved my life in college. You don't have time, Paul. Body slide by 2. It's like, if he's still here, then who are they burying out there? It's like another of Emma Frost's mind games. She perverted his memory, used it to incite a war between mutants and Inhumans, and now she's not even giving him the dignity of a proper burial. Let's get this over with. And you're certain this will work? He's like, no. Say, the Phoenix Force destroyed the Phoenix Cage. I tried to account for the extra surge of power, but there was no way for me to properly test it. In theory, it should work. However, it could just as easily overload and fail. Depends on the intensity of the Phoenix Force. Last time the Phoenix Force was trying to protect itself. This time, it will be giving itself willingly. Several months ago, the second time Cyclops died, actually the third time that Cyclops died. This was from the resurrection of Jean Grey. So in the death of X, the X-Men were trying to get rid of the Terrigen mist clouds that were going around the Earth, and of course the Inhumans were trying to stop the X-Men from getting rid of the Terrigen mist because it continues the growth of their species. So Emma Frost made it seem like Cyclops was attacking the Inhumans, and that Black Bolt obliterated him with his voice. But in reality, Cyclops died from the Terrigen mist when he set foot on Muir Island. But she wanted Cyclops to go out in a blaze of glory. That was her way of honoring his memory. So she made everybody believe telepathically that Black Bolt had killed Cyclops, which wasn't the case, as by this. In the resurrection of Jean Grey, the Phoenix Force itself brought back Jean Grey because it said Jean Grey had always been the perfect host. So it wanted to break Jean's spirit so it could reclaim her, but Jean didn't want to be used by the Phoenix Force any longer, and I believe as a gift it brought back Cyclops, or it tried to tempt her by bringing back Cyclops, and she was like, "No, we were better off dead," and then she kind of just let Cyclops die all over again. So I guess they're trying to say with this little retcon idea that this kid that Cyclops saved, they had a Phoenix cage inserted into his chest, and when the Phoenix Force left him the second time, it siphoned the energy to bring him back. It's like, I always love you, Jean Grey. It's like, I always love you too, Scott Summers. Yeah, looks like it harnessed the power of the Phoenix. It's like several weeks ago. It's like, welcome back, Dad. Cable. It's like, here. It's like, thank you. It's like, I don't know what to say. When you saved my life all those years ago, I never thought I'd have the chance to pay you back. I still can't believe it worked. It was like, I'm still not sure what happened. Last thing I remember was walking into the lab on Muir Island, and I think I died. But then Jean was there. She was saying it felt like a dream, but it wasn't. Was it? Hey, Icy the Eagle Pro. Hey, I do what I can. We read comics at least once a week. Usually either a Thursday or a Friday. But tonight is Thursday. We're finishing up our last one with Uncanny X-Men, the annual. Do you pick up any comics, Icy? Let me know. Like, the Phoenix Force brought you back in an attempt to convince Jean to stay with it. Yeah, so the Phoenix Force was trying to convince Jean to stay with it as a host, and she brought back Cyclops to show her as an example of what she can do with the power of the Phoenix Force. But she refused it and kind of told it we were better off dead. The Phoenix Force brought you back in an attempt to convince Jean to stay with it. She was too strong for it, though. She knew that it wouldn't let her be free. So we built a machine, a tiny device made up of small infinity coils, designed to siphon off power from the Phoenix Force to store the Force, charging itself up until it could be focused. It's pretty ingenious, if I can be so bold, we built this device and put it, we put it inside of you. And bam, you're back. Just like that. He's like, thank you. Because Cyclops had gone a little crazy. So I just wanted to say thank you. You saved my life, and I have a wife and a son. If you hadn't saved me, I never would have been there for them. My son never would have known his father. So he's like, 1 week later, he's back into the astonishing X-Men costume. This when he was throwing a revolution in X-Men Revolution. Oh, sometimes you read DC. I was reading DC earlier. If you would have stopped by earlier, Icy, you would have seen. I finished up some Teen Titans, and finished up a little Justice League. I'm kind of behind on Justice League right now, so that's why 11. I think issue number 16 is out. So I was reading 11 and 12, trying to catch up, trying to clear my backlog. That's why I'm reading comics on stream, because I got a backlog of comics that I need to get through. So instead of playing video games, I'm reading some comics here. Reading is fundamental. It's like 1 week later. It's like, I need to leave. I need to go see Jean. It's like, you can't keep me cooped up in here, Cable. I appreciate everything you've done for me, but I've been gone too long, and I need to. And he's like, you're not ready yet. He's like, ready for what? So you'll know when the time comes. So I'll be back. Body slide by one. He's like, damn it. You really gonna let that snot-nosed punk keep you there? It's like, Lancaster Maximum Security Correctional Center, Shirley, Massachusetts. This must be Professor. Must be the professor, because, I mean, what was the point of that little flashback there? But to tie Paul and the professor together. Oh, he's getting out of jail. He's getting out of prison now. It's like, you're a free man now, Tabin. Hope we never have to see you inside these walls again. Going back to his old house. Nothing's the same. It's like, Daddy's home. Did you miss me? He said, what? Someone's been in here. I said, Paul Dewitt, 914 Suffolk Drive, Boston. That was on the robot? He was like, you sent the younger X-Men back to their own time? Yeah. Because, just to catch you guys up, when Cyclops went crazy and started this revolution, Beast borrowed a time machine and went back and got the original 5 X-Men in their younger state and brought them from the past into the future to try and convince Cyclops that, he had lost his mind or whatever. I don't understand what the hell that was about. But Beast, the young X-Men got stuck in the future, and they just sent them, or this Cable just sent them back in Extermination number 5. It's like I experienced it. Like I was there. I have his memories now, my younger self. They never should have been here in the first place. And you... Oh, I was like, how old is this Cable? Because is he drinking beer? And then I see it here is root beer. Dad, root beer. I guess it's a throwback to Not Your Father's root beer. They never should have been here in the first place. And you killed Cable? You're older? He's like, no. I retired an older, less effective version of myself. The older me was screwing up. He let those kids stay here, and the result could have destroyed the X-Men, destroyed entire futures. I prevented those possibilities because that's my job. I keep the timeline in order. I'm like, damn, a little harsh. Oh yeah, right. And if he keeps the timeline in order, he's like, how come I'm still dead? Or I'm not still dead? Then how come I'm not still dead? He's like, because it's like, if you're so concerned with maintaining the timeline that you would kill my son in order to fix it, he's like, I am your son. So why did you bring me back? I should still be dead. He said, because it wasn't right. So you're... Oh, he just missed his dad. Oh. You're their leader, their hope. For you to die on your knees from a damn infection from mist, that's not the way that it should have gone down. I couldn't let that be the end. Oh, he just missed his dad. I was like, you're right. Given the chance to save someone I love, then absolutely. I would have done whatever it takes. But you can't keep me here. What's the point of bringing me back if you're just going to hold me prisoner? There are people out there who need me. You have to let me go. It's like, fine. But I need you to prove something to me first. So right now, the X-Men are fighting on an island in Canada. They're fighting the biggest threats they've ever faced. They need all hands on deck. And if they fail, the X-Men will be no more. This is the prelude to Age of X, or Age of X-Man, where X-Man, which is pretty much the alternate version of Cable from the Age of Apocalypse, he took Blob, Magneto, Angel, and Omega Red and turned them into his horsemen. And he was trying to remake the world and remake the world for a better place because he's dying. Well, of course, the X-Men got in the way. And he was fighting the X-Men. Well, with the last of his ability, he was kind of like, all right, fine, no more X-Men. And he wiped the X-Men out. He's like, they need all hands on decks, but if they fail, the X-Men will be no more. But in Boston, a madman is planning his revenge on Paul Dewick, the man he holds responsible for every bad thing that's happened to him, the man who saved your life. So Cable will set up the impossible choice. Like, saving one means failing the other. You have to choose. He said, no. He's like, then they all die. He's like, you did this. He's like, choose. He's like, why would you? Because I have to know what type of man came back from that grave. So X-Men ended up taking over Legion's body. And it's kind of funny because they end up connecting to each other too. With Legion being the one responsible for the whole Age of Apocalypse line, and X-Men being pretty much the only survivor that come out of Age of Apocalypse, make it back over to the regular universe. So he's like, I only sought to create a world where mutant kind could finally be at peace. But I see now that it's not possible. That the X-Men have been and always will be all too eager to cut off their own noses just to spite their faces. That you can only find peace in chaos. Yep, that happened in X-Men number 10, which was last month. And here comes Professor Tierney, whatever his name was. Got all these robots crashing into Paul's house. He's like, run, Dad, what's happening? It's all going to be okay, Emmett. Why would you name your son Emmett? That's definitely not going to be okay. Like Emmett Brown. He was like, 13 years. 13 years of my life. My work all lost because of you. Which one do you choose, Cyclops? Like, Emmett, listen to me. I need you to look after your mom, okay? I'm going to try to lead them away. Like, Dad, no, you can't. It's like, I need you to be brave, Emmett. Be brave, damn it. He slams the door. It's like, all right, my family has nothing to do with this. You leave them alone. He said, you're not in a position to make demands here, Paul. You stole from me. I'm going to do the same to you. I'm going to make you watch as I do. Make you suffer for what you've done. Robots, bring his family to me. Booyakasha! He's like, I won't lie, that felt pretty damn good. He's like, Cyclops, not you again. Robots, attack! like that ever works. So you think after 13 years away, you find a way to hide your weakness. Booyakasha! You knocked his ass out. He said, but I guess some people never learn. He said, I can't believe it. You saved me again. Thank you. I said, no, Paul. Thank you for bringing me back. So Quadra Island, British Columbia, Canada the next day. So our fight with the Avengers, the first punch was thrown on this beach. Charles died. I killed Charles on a beach. And now the X-Men are gone, vanished from this beach. If I never see another beach again for as long as I live. It's like I was furious. Furious that it looked like mutants were on the verge of extinction. Angry that the world we'd spent our entire lives trying to protect could try to snuff us out like that. So after a life trying to prove that we fit in, that mutants and humans should live as one, it's like I did the same thing that everyone I had been fighting had done. Put my species above theirs. I became the monster they feared. It was wrong. I was wrong. And now they're gone. It's like, what are you going to do about it? I'm going to find the X-Men and set it right. To be continued in Uncanny X-Men number 11. So yeah, these are all the major stories that they touched on. Uncanny X-Men 10, where all the X-Men got wiped out from existence. Secret Avengers number 26, where the Phoenix Cage came from. Phoenix Resurrection, when Jean Grey came back. Death of X, where Cyclops died. And Extermination number 5, where they sent the original X-Men back to the past. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that was it for tonight. Okay, so just for a recap, tonight we read some Uncanny X-Men Annual number 1, Drowned Earth series, the story arc of Justice League 11 and 12, and Teen Titans. So if you guys like reading comics, or if you want to talk about comics, keep coming back. Hit that follow button. I'll be here. Try to do every Thursday. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Soko. So keep coming back, hit that follow button, and I'll be here every Thursday with a new set of comics to check out. Oh, thanks, Icy. Yeah, I will. Usually I try to post what I'm reading beforehand. So if you guys have anything that you want to see or anything that you're interested in and hearing about, I have a very eclectic, very broad range of books that I read. It's not just Marvel and DC. I read a little bit of Image. I read a little bit of Image, a little bit of Boom Studios, a little bit of Wonder Comics, a little bit of, so I'm all over the place with that. So you get a pretty good range of comics here, and I'm of the mind that there's something out there for everyone. I mean, even if you used to read comics long ago and want to see what's going on now, stop on by, check it out, and bring a friend. But thanks for dropping by. Appreciate everybody for hanging out. I am taking off, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be on the River City Gamer Squad podcast where we're talking video games. Be sure to check us out on Twitch. And Saturday, I haven't decided when I'm streaming yet. Maybe some more comics. Maybe I read some more. But other than that, I will catch you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.